Welcome back to Lockdown Beauty. This is a series I've been doing on Instagram, but I thought, why not do it here on YouTube and just do an overview of what I have been doing. So let's start with the most obvious thing that at the beginning of lockdown, I just think none of us really saw it coming. I think we probably thought it was going to last for a couple of weeks and then it'll all be over naively. And so we didn't all go to the hairdressers and go to the manicurists and go to the podiatrists and go to the pedicurists and all that stuff. We just didn't. We didn't go to the dentist, we didn't go to the doctors, we didn't do any of that. So if our appointments were due in those first couple of weeks after lockdown, we started to panic. And then eventually what happens, now we're 7-8 weeks into lockdown, all of those maintenance beauty treatments that we'd have need doing, and they need doing at home. So what can you do at home? What can't you do at home? Let's start with the most obvious thing, and that is I have started looking after my feet in lockdown. And what I'm doing is I'm using Flexitol Heel Balm. This is a brand new one actually. This is their Intense Overnight Foot Cream, which they kindly sent to me because I kept ranting on about what I'm actually using. So there's the Hold the line caller, I've knocked it off the side, which is the standard Flexitol Heel Balm that I bought in my local Sainsbury's. And what I do is I team it with just a pair of cotton socks. I think I get these in packs of 6 from Primark. And what I do is I put cream on I actually put it all over my feet to begin with because my feet were so bad. And they were only bad, and I said this in a video before, because I'd been having podiatry treatments, stroke, slightly dodgy pedicure treatments where they'd used a blade on my feet. And the blade is fine if you go once every 6 weeks and you have them done and you moisturise in between, but most of us don't. We go and we have our feet, shaved off, all the hard skin shaved off, and what that does is it just sends a message into the skin, produce more hard skin to protect the foot. So you basically, it's like I always said, it's like clipping your cuticles or dyeing your hair a dramatically different colour. You're setting yourself up for a high maintenance future. So my feet got very rough and dry really quickly. So what I did was I used to put this on every single night and sleep in a pair of cotton socks, and it just means you can put it on really thickly. So you kind of treat it like a little DIY home spa treatment. Then what I was doing was getting up in the morning, reapplying it and wearing the same socks. And you'll need to buy a pack of 6 socks because obviously eventually it does ruin the socks. But oh my goodness, it worked. Within 2 weeks my feet were softer. Now I need to do it twice a week at absolute most. Anyway, Flexitol then very kindly sent me their brand new one, which is the Intense Overnight Foot Cream. And the active ingredient is a natural moisturising factor called urea. I'm just going to make sure they haven't added anything to the new one. But yeah, basically it's urea. It hasn't got an acid in it, which I think is really interesting because normally I like the ones with an acid in, which exfoliate your feet. But yeah, I'm right. I can take no credit for that. I've done my research. The active ingredients are urea, lanolin, liquid paraffin, all those sorts of things, shea butter, glycerin. And this one has got a low level of glycolic acid in. Anyway, they work. It's without a doubt, bar none, the best foot cream I've ever used. Now, the secret is you will notice your feet dramatically better overnight, so you will almost be sandal ready. It softens and hydrates instantly. But what happens is when you have a shower, you will need to, because the hard skin will need removing and it's dead obviously. And what I would use is just a foot file. Don't get anything too, who was I talking about? Somebody had got themselves one of those blades, and I know it's really tempting, but if you just use a foot file, slow and steady wins the race when it comes to your feet. You need to permanently rebuild that barrier function. And if we come out of lockdown and we've all got softer, smoother feet and we just need to use a cream twice a week at the most, then we won't need to have our feet illegally. Because only podiatrists can technically use a scalpel on our feet in the UK. We won't need to have them illegally shaved with a razor. What else have I been doing? Okay, because of Joe, I'm now using RAPIDLASH. Are they looking any longer? I'm 2 weeks in. I was talking to Joe about this and Joe was saying, you've got to stick with it. And I know because I told Joe this, but I feel like they are making a difference already 2 weeks in. What mascara have I got on? It Cosmetics Superhero, which is a great lengthening, volumizing mascara. Anyway, this is the RAPIDLASH Eyelash Enhancing Serum. It's so easy to use. Let me show you what it looks like when it comes in the packet. And I've done all my research. Let's be honest here, there are more expensive options out there, but this is the one I'm currently using. So it comes sealed, so you know you've got a fresh, real deal. And then you open it up and there's the brush. And you basically brush it in the base of your lashes every night. I can almost do it without looking now. Now, as I said to Jo, and as Jo is testament to, because her eyelashes are so long, they're incredible. It's a question of you've got to use it every single night, and I think the results start coming in at about a month, although I'm 2 weeks in and I swear I'm noticing a difference. So what you need to do is you need to put it in a place where you're going to use it. And every night I take a hormone lozenge because I'm on HRT, and I've basically stuck it next to that so it reminds me. Last thing at night, I take a hormone lozenge, stick it in my mouth, and I use that at the same time. Another place would be get an elastic band and stick it to the bottom of your toothbrush, because you brush your teeth every night as well. It's so quick and easy to use, but you need to be reminded that that's what you need to put on. Put it somewhere you will see it, or you will forget, trust me. Jo told me off because when we last filmed I was saying I'm probably using it 3 or 4 times a week. She went, no, every single night, and she's absolutely right. Other things that I'm planning on doing, I'm so excited by this, look. Do you remember when I had a Brazilian blow dry? And actually, I think it's growing out quite well, and my hair is getting in better and better condition simply because the damage is growing out. It's time, it's Mother Nature really. I'm taking all the supplements under the sun to try and make it grow, which is mainly amino acids and protein, vegetable protein, fish proteins essentially, because I don't eat red meat. And the damage is sort of down to here now. I could technically have it cut and take all the damage out, but I don't want to go short. So the KERASTRAIGHT treatment was absolutely amazing, and it really allowed me to stop using straightening irons and a lot of heat from my hairdryer and blow drying my hair the whole time. And I can, if I do a good job of blow drying my hair, I can wake up and it pretty much looks like this the next day. Now, it's 3 months since I had my KERASTRAIGHT treatment. I highly recommend it. I'll put the details of it down below. I had mine done at the Trevor Sorby salon in Covent Garden, thanks to everybody there. However, they've now realised that people are in lockdown and they do need a home treatment, and they've just launched a 2-part home treatment. Oh, I'm so excited. And I'm going to do a video. I'm going to test it, and if it works, I will probably do it as an IGTV because I've got the Stay at Home Beauty series on there on IGTV. And it's basically just a 2-step. So you've got the pre-treatment cleanser, which basically strips the hell out of your hair. They've got to make sure you've got no wax, no product, no silicons, nothing on it like that. And then there's the leave-in product. And it's only just arrived and I'm so excited about it. So it's the first time that a reputable company have done a repair, renew, reconstruct, smoothing hair mask to use at home. You can find them on Amazon. If you Google home keratin, they're there. This supposedly is a blend of hydrolyzed wheat proteins to strengthen your hair. Let's have a look what it's got in it that I'm looking at that's interesting. You know, can I just say, much as I know about skincare ingredients, I don't know a lot about hair ingredients. I might send this to my friend and ask him what the active ingredient is. It's made in Brazil, and I suspect it's something that releases, God, they're going to hate me for saying this, a low percentage of formaldehyde, because it is formaldehyde that is the active ingredient. Doesn't smell of anything at all. Just looks like, seems like a conditioning treatment. That smells actually like the KERASTRAIGHT treatment, which is very slightly fruity. Anyway, you're supposed to apply a small amount to shampooed hair and towel dried hair, comb through and leave for 5 minutes, rinse and style. But you see, if it's going to work, wouldn't you have to straighten it into your hair? Anyway, supposedly it's a fine, weak and damaged hair transforming treatment. I'm going to try it and I'm going to report back. But the other thing I want to report back is the other treatment I've ever had that has really changed my hair has been Olaplex. And I know for a fact that Lisa Shepherd created this to be as close to Olaplex as possible. And this is the Hair Boss, the double hair mask. And it's a 2-phase, so you've got a bond restorer and then you've got the moisture. So basically it's protein plus hydration, which is what you need. And you have to put it on in 2 steps. Yeah, so this is the phase 1 bond restorer, which is the protein particles. And then that's the phase 2 moisture mask. it's really good, and it's available from Superdrug. It's really reasonably priced. I wouldn't say it's as strong as something you can get in a salon, just as I'm sure the KERASTRAIGHT one won't be. But you know, we're tiding each other over. We are tiding each other over until we can get out of quarantine. I've got another thing coming up on IGTV as well. I'm going to start bleaching my teeth at home. And it's very interesting, isn't it? Last time I tried to do them via a dentist system, and it made my teeth super sensitive. And I have had a little bit of bonding in the bottom. I obviously grind my teeth and I've made them sensitive. And obviously grind my teeth at the bottom, and I've worn away the enamel, so that's where the peroxide gets in. But I will report back. I'm going to use a treatment called Spotlight, and I'm super excited. They've gifted it to me, and I'm going to test it, and if it works, I'm going to report back and let you know. And they're more like the Crest whitening strips, which you can get from the dentist in the UK, and you can get in America as well. It's Oral-B in the UK, but it's Crest, it's the same company. You can buy them over the counter in America. If you know anybody going to America, get them to get the Crest whitening strips from America and bring them back. Not that anybody's flying anywhere at the moment. They're super thin, almost like plasters you put on your teeth, and you only need to put them on for an hour at a time. And I saw them on Lorna Lux's feed. Her teeth looked amazing, so white. And you know, my teeth are okay. I mean, they're naturally, I haven't had them bleached for probably about 6 or 7 years, and they need doing again. But again, it's consistency. So you use them over a series of days. Fingers crossed. If they're good, I will report back and I'll show you. Take this as the before. And then if it's good, what I'll do is I will use that shot as my before when I come to show you about the after. The other thing, obviously, that I've done, and I've talked about on Instagram, is I've coloured my own roots. I can't be going grey. And I have some simple rules about colouring your hair, and I created a video ages ago that I do need to update on YouTube, although loads of people have watched it. Go over to my Instagram and you'll see a more updated version. And it was done with a L'Oreal hair colourant, but the rules are exactly the same no matter what brand of hair colour you use. My rule is I basically just dye the greys out of the way, and I'll try and find a picture here of the before on Instagram so you can see what the greys were like. I basically just dye my root, my regrowth, back to my base colour. So the question is, find your base colour. And the reason I teamed with L'Oreal is they've got a brilliant online tool at L'Oreal Paris. And what you do is you look at the hair colour and you basically put in your eye colour and your skin tone and all that sort of stuff, and it helps you find your base colour. They also have a fun try on tool where you can upload your picture and try on outrageous colours as well. And I am an 8-1, which is natural ash blonde, like that. Yeah. I am very tempted by 812 though, which is natural frosted beige blonde, but that's just because I want to be a Bond girl. And it's a really simple 2-part system that you mix together, comes out in a little tube like this, makes it so easy just to put in at the roots. However, I will always advise somebody to get a mixing bowl and a brush off Amazon. They're so cheap. I mean, I think this whole thing costs like £4 or £5. You can use that easily, obviously, and use gloves, but if you mix it all up in the bowl, then you can get right in like that. And then the tail of the comb is for sectioning. There's a reason professional hairdressers use a comb and a bowl, there really is. The other kit I often recommend to people is the CLAIROL Root Touch-Up Kit, which does come with its own box. And this is my colour, this is an 8. And it's a really clever little brush. So it's a 2-part system, like that. It's obviously just for your roots, so it's considerably smaller than the L'Oreal. There's a little sort of plastic bowl, but again, I would use a professional bowl. And then their brush is angled to get in at the roots. It says it works in 10 minutes, but I think by the time you put it on and left it on and all that sort of stuff, it would probably take 30. I mean, it's going to take 15 to 20 minutes to do your roots and then 10 minutes to do it. I've used it many a times. I really like it. I highly recommend both those brands. It's about A, finding your root colour. It's about B, just covering your greys and your regrowth. Or if you want with a brush, you can just, if they've grown out a little bit and you've just got the occasional one, literally hand paint them out. And it's about C, A, B, yes, C, don't go a drastically different colour. You know, we are not hairdressers, we are not hair colourists, you know. There's a limit to what we can do here. We are literally tiding ourselves over till quarantine is over. And I think for me, the most foolproof way of colouring your hair is find your base colour, just paint your regrowth. Don't attempt to go lighter. I've been saying it to a lot of people, and I do know a couple of people who have coloured their hair lighter on Instagram. Jo Jones did it as well. The problem is that home hair colourants tend to have a peroxide level that's sitting around 30 vol, but they never tell you what they've actually got in them. So you haven't got enough oomph to really lighten hair. So you know, people ask me about the ends of my hair, and funnily enough, this is my greys grown out. I've had no bleach or peroxide or highlights on my hair at all, and not for probably about 5 or 6 years. So what happens is I colour the roots, and then as it grows out and you hit sunlight and you go on holiday and stuff like that, the greys end up becoming my highlights, which is quite nice actually, which is why it's in the best condition it's been in for absolutely ages. Another reason I stopped having highlights was obviously I messed with the condition of my hair, so there was no way I was ever going to have it lightened at all. So my rule is just don't try to go lighter. You can go red, you can go brunette, you can go dark blonde. If your base colour is blonde and you don't like your greys, chances are you're not going to see them, but you can go lighter. But you're going the same colour as your base colour if your base colour is already light. Watch the Instagram video, I'm going to put the link below, and it explains it all. But if I can do it, I say it's idiot proof, and I'm the idiot, and I really genuinely mean that. And finally, right at the beginning of lockdown, I took my gel nails off, as you can see, and I'm just detoxing them. I'm purging them. And that's because you have your nails buffed when you have, well, if it's a slightly dodgy salon, you have your nails quite heavily buffed and it thins your nails. So I'm using this as an excuse also to strengthen my nails. And it's very funny, I did grow them and then they started snapping off, and you can almost see, well, I trapped that finger in a door when I was about, must be at least 20 years ago. 25 years ago, and it's got slightly sort of ridges growing out of it now, and I can actually see the ridges grow out, so I can tell how much of the nail is completely virgin, never buffed, never had, you know, a polish on it at all. And funnily enough, the thin areas are getting to the end, and so that's why they're breaking, because the thinner buffed areas are getting to the end. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to detox them for at least another 2 months, and then I'm going to go to a decent reputable salon. I'm not going to go to a local dodgy salon, the same salon that gets the scalpel on my feet. I'm going to go to a really decent CND regulated shellac salon because they have a no buff method, so therefore it doesn't damage the nails underneath. Marion Newman, you were right. Of course you were right. Marion Newman is the queen of nails. She knows it all. And in the meantime, I'm just putting hand cream on them, a little bit of oil and stuff like that. I'm keeping them short, and I can just feel they're getting healthier and healthier every single day. So I have taken my gel polish off and detoxed my nails. I have weaned myself off of having hard skin scalpeled off my feet with the help of Flexitol overnight, and I'm going to soften my nails so that when I go back I can just have, you know, a little bit of filing, absolutely no scalpeling. I'm going to attempt to home Brazilian straighten my hair, but I suspect it's going to be more of a smoothing, deep conditioning treatment. I've been using this a lot, which is the Hair Boss. It's her take on Olaplex, and I do think it's made a big difference. My hair is in really good condition. I am 2.5 weeks into my RAPIDLASH. I think they're getting a little bit longer. Oh, I'm going to report back, obviously, and I'm colouring my own roots. I mean, obviously I'm colouring my own roots. I do feel that they're all safe things to do at home. I'm not particularly that skilled in doing my own gel nails. I'm really not, and I feel like it's because I think at the end of the day you've got to take your time to get all the little bits off, and I can't be bothered to do that. I'd rather be a little bit sort of natural and low maintenance at the moment, because obviously we're washing our hands lots as well. So they are my at home. They absolutely work. Idiot proof. You can't get to a beauty salon, but you can at least look after yourself during lockdown beauty treatments. Hope you've enjoyed them. I'll put all the links of all the Instagrams. I'll put the link to the IGTV where I took my nail polish off the first time, the one where I'm doing my roots, and then I'm going to report back on the KERASTRAIGHT treatment. I probably might do that actually as an IGTV as well. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I'll put all the details of all the products down below. Thanks for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and I'll see you soon.